Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my review for Mr. Robot Season 2, Episode 7. This one is called Handshake. And spoiler warning, if you guys haven't seen the episode yet, it was a pretty nuts episode. A lot of you guys asked me in the channel to go ahead and do a review for it, so I decided, yeah, we're definitely going to do a review for this one. So, Mr. Robot Season 2 has been good, but I feel like definitely the first season was better up until this point. And, a lot of it was because of what was happening with Elliot. We see Elliot in this consistent routine and this loop type of cycle type deal. And it's not the most exciting to watch for a good portion of the season. But this episode made it all worthwhile because in this one we get to see why. So major spoiler warning. We find out at the end from Elliot's psychologist in another huge twist, which this series, I thought they were a one-trick pony with the twist because it's hard to do more than one twist and for people not to kind of recognize it or notice it. But Sam Esmail is he's pretty brilliant, man. I got to say, to be honest with you, because there were a few people at the beginning of this season, after the premiere and that they kind of predicted what was going on with Elliot. There were a couple of people who were like, I think that he's actually, because of this loop thing, I think he's actually in an insane asylum. And I thought that made a lot of sense. But it was pretty close. It wasn't exactly where he is, but he's actually in prison, which is really cool. So all the way through the second season, we're watching and we're thinking that he's created this loop type cycle for himself in order to control himself, in order to get off the grid. And as we find out in this one, it's actually not true. In fact, he's actually in jail. So he has no choice in the matter. He is off the grid one way or another. There's just no way around it. So it was a pretty crazy reveal when you see all the locations change at the end. And I thought it was pretty cool because the first season had the awesome twist with Mr. Robot and Elliot and us finding out that they're the same. In this one we find out, of course, so usually a twist is a one-trick pony. And then this season, too, I feel like probably a lot of people were caught off guard with this one. And for me, I was a little bit too, because it's something that kind of was in my mind near the premiere, and we were discussing it in videos after the first couple episodes. But then it's kind of like you forget about it. He's got this thing with Ray, and then you think, and that's how brilliant the show is done, is that it kind of lulls you into a sense of, okay, no, this is actually where he is. He's not in some kind of hallucination type state in a mental institution or something. Because you got this storyline with Ray going about the computer and the site, and then in this episode, it all makes sense. It all kind of fits together. Especially, it's like, oh man, I should have realized that was happening sooner. But especially when the second group of guys come up, the white guys, and they start kind of bullying him around, and and looking at him like he better do this thing with this black market website. And I'm thinking, where do these guys come from? They come out of nowhere. But then when you see the twist, it's like, it all clicks. It's like, oh, man, makes perfect sense. Now, I am wondering how they got access to a terminal, how they got access to a computer, and how Ray was able to do that. I don't really see how that could work, or how that works, or anything. If maybe he does favors or something, or they get some kind of time on a computer, a little bit of time. I have no idea. I don't know what the rules are and legislations for computer access for inmates. But man, this one was another crazy twist, and it got me thinking to myself, wow, this probably isn't going to be the last twist we see in the show. So now that they've done it twice with two huge twists, I'm definitely going to be expecting them to come. And it's almost like as you're watching the show, it's like, are you sure you see what you think you see? Because, you almost got to look for the twist coming, because there'll probably be another one before the show finishes up. And I think it might be Tyrell. So in this one, we find out from Mr. Robot that he did, in fact, shoot Tyrell. He admits it. But again, with the way we look at, we have to look at the show, we have to take everything kind of with a grain of salt, because we don't know for sure, unless even if we do see something, we still don't really know for sure. Because of the fact that it's oh man, It's anything you see can be flipped, and there can be a twist, and it can go a different way. So then we find out that after the gang attack against Elliot, that Leon, after he kills him, after he shanks him, that he is an agent of the Dark Army protecting Elliot for White Rose, telling Elliot he will get a letter and to do what it says. So maybe escape, something like that could be interesting. Discussing a letter with Krista, Elliot admits he was never at his mother's, having been in prison the whole time. Awesome twists, man. Just really something that I'm sure majority of viewers did not see, except for a few people who thought that maybe that's what was happening. So very brilliantly done. Loved it, and it makes a lot of sense for why the first half of the season is a little slow for Elliot fans, because there's only so much they could have done in the story, seeing as how Elliot is behind bars. He's kind of locked up. So it's pretty interesting and very well done. I definitely have to applaud it on that. It was absolutely brilliant. So the other stuff that's going on right now, we've got Angela, huge concentration on Angela, because she's the one making the FBI hack happening. And the FBI is looking at her, of course. And then, let's see, we had the stuff with Joanna revealing that she filed for divorce against Tyrell. And then we have the stuff with Angela being switched to the risk management, and, and the new guy hating her already, which is kind of funny near the end. And let's see, man. I mean, that's about it for this episode. I haven't done one for a little while. There was some crazy episodes here, like episode 6, where they have the family road trip, which is like an 80s sitcom or like an early 90s sitcom. And Tyrell is locked in the trunk. So keep that in mind, too, as something. And Alpha's in it as well, too. That's hilarious. Keep that in mind as something that maybe Tyrell is in the trunk of the car that Elliot woke up in or something. I don't know. See, this is something you could probably watch a few times. You could probably figure some stuff out if you go back and you watch the episodes again about what's coming up pretty soon. So it was a good episode too, and I really liked the reminded me of one of those early 90s type of shows. This is the way like they all were back then, and that was really funny, man. Really funny. So for sure. So that's about all I'm gonna say for this one. For this review, I loved Handshake. I thought it was an amazing episode. I love Mr. Robot, and man, it's just done with such skill and such finesse that I can recommend it to anybody who likes the genre for sure. It's pretty brilliant, man. I mean, it's like you see the first one, you should know better, and then maybe they get you anyway for the second one. I was like halfway. Like I kind of knew, early on, but then I forgot, and then it came through anyway, and I was like, whoa, I forgot about that. Looks like that was true all along. Very cool. So write your comments below on what you guys thought about the big twist in the episode. And if you like this review, don't forget to thumb it up. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to favorite. You can also go to the Facebook page. Link will be in the description if you want to like it on Facebook. If you have a Facebook account, you want to like the Trev 2 page on Facebook, you'll get to see on the page all the videos I post it sync through and everything, so that's cool. And yeah, that's it for this one, guys. We'll see you again soon for another video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.